Welcome to San Francisco. This is our first video. It's from a recent game, recent tournament at Games of Berkeley in Berkeley, California. So we are going to use this channel to post games all around the Bay Area whenever we're able to record at various tournaments. And let's just get right into this one. So we have Weyland, Grendel Weyland against Gabe. And right off the start we have a anonymous tip. Drawing some cards, getting some options. So he's just going to restructure, which is what you're supposed to do as Grendel. As Weyland, I was going to say. I guess it's true for Weyland as well. Weyland likes to restructure, but Grendel really likes to restructure on their first turn. And he's deciding which card to discard. I couldn't quite see what that was. Looks like he has a Scorched Earth in hand, Alt Art Scorched Earth, and I think he had a couple of agendas maybe. Restructure is just hanging out there. Okay, we're getting that out of the way then. So he gets the ferry installed, and it's going in. Ooh, Hive. So that is a solid piece of ice to res on turn 1 like that. That is when you want it. That will keep Gabe out of HQ for quite a while. Oh, he does have a Corroder in hand, though. What else does he have? Looks like it might be a Sneak Door there on his left. Classic Gabe. Love Sneak Door and Gabe. So he's just going to see the top of R&D, sees the Quandary. Another great early piece of ice. So, get some money. Gabe is pretty likely, you haven't seen too much of this Gabe build yet, so you're not sure, but Gabe is pretty likely to run Yogg. It's been known to happen. So that Quandary might not be useful for too long, but it's, you know, 1 to res, and if you force him to get the Yogg, it's that whole thing. Alright, so he has a Project Atlas. Looks like he's putting the Quandary down and the Atlas and advancing it. So, this is risky. We might have an inside job in hand. Oh, so he is able to siphon here.
It's nice. I don't know if it's 5 from here and 1 from the bad pub.
So he's deciding to go all in with the tags here pretty early. Well, I guess he could still clear them. And he does. And he takes the corp down to, I believe that's like 2 credits. What would it be? Restructure, maybe at 10, 9, yeah, so that might be 4. It might be a stack of 4. I did that in math correctly. So he's just gonna score it out. So that's a, you know, I think it's a solid thing to do. That Quandary is not gonna keep Gabe out for too long, especially with all that money. So you definitely want to get that Atlas scored with the counter on it. That'll afford a lot later in the game. But in the meantime, you're really in a bad position here, especially as Grendel. You're not getting that bonus from the beanstalks, the bonus credit. Alright, so he's getting the rig set up, getting the Gabe engine online. So he sees Cerebral Overrider. That's really interesting to include. That makes a lot of sense in Weyland, because it's a bit of a surprise, I think. I don't think you're used to seeing that. And if you get a couple brain damage on them, then your Scorched Earths are doing a lot more work. So it looks like, what do we have in hand? For some reason I'm not good at identifying cards at this angle. But that might be, that looks like a Witness Tampering to me. So he's going to want to get another bad publicity before using that. And it looks like he has a Geothermal in hand. Yes, that's a Geothermal. That's a pretty easy one to spot. The coloring on that is... Alright, so... If I was the runner, I'd be thinking something like Melange right now. It could be another Project Atlas. Just get some points. So he reses the Quandary. Keep him out. I can't figure it out. What is Quandary? Keeps me out of the server.
Second click. And 4.
Spending 4 credits.
4 for Sneak Door Beta.
There we go.
Third click to make a Sneak Door.
So he spends 4 for Sneak Door. The Sneak Door gives him a total 3. He just sees an anonymous tip. So go and Sneak Door and again, get another credit from Desperado. Desperado and sees Witness Tampering. It's a newer card. Not everyone's used to seeing it. And I have a cat on the table right now, so I'm going to move this cat. Oh, great. He's walking all over my Netrunner cards. All right. I've taken care of the cat situation. All right, so he just scores out the hostile takeover.
First click to draw a card.
Which is good. He needs that money. The bad pub's not great, but he has witness tampering, so if he wants to get rid of it, he can. He probably wants to play something like a hedge fund first. That's what I would want to see, is a hedge fund and then witness tampering. Or ideally hedge fund. Seeing the anonymous to begin. Hedge fund restructure, and then witness tampering the next turn, maybe. Or I guess you could do it in that same turn. Something like that is what I'd want to see here. Ah, he just scores it out. So that was a false lead. That puts a lot of pressure on the runner. You have to be aware of that if you hit something like a snare on your second click, that you might just lose the game. Because they will false lead to take your last 2 clicks away. You have a tag, and you have less than 4 cards in hand, so if they have a couple Scorched Earth in this circumstance, you'd be dead. Oh, so he pulls out another false lead. I wouldn't be too upset about that if I was Corp. It's just a 1-pointer. You've already scored a false lead. Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
So, that was weird. He said archives, or he said R&D, and Calvin, the Corp here, thought he said archives. So I think he was just knowing he had the agenda in archives, was feeling like, oh, of course he's going to go there and get it, but no, that's unfortunate. And he also gave up a Scorched Earth. Seeing the Plascrete, I could see why you might do that, but at the same time, you have the false lead scored. You probably have snares in the deck. It's hard to imagine the style of deck not. Ooh, so he puts down the fracking there. The reason he did that is he knows a runner can get in his hand really easy. He doesn't have a good way to defend against Sneak Door. So we got a Siphon as the first 2 clicks. And so he's getting through that. That's just a wall static right now. So he got through there for free. He gets Gabe money and Desperado. And then he takes 5 away, and then he spends his turn to clear the tags. So he is being careful with the tags. He's just using the Siphon to slow down the Corp. It does give him a good little burst of money, but it's not super efficient like that, especially when you're using a same old thing that way. But yeah, just keeping the Corp low on money. He has the Sneak Door online, and he has free access to R&D. He wants to extend that as long as possible. Just let the Corp draw agendas and then go snatch them out with Sneak Door. So the runner here is in a really good position. It's 4-3. We got another Sneak Door, so that just gets Gabe even more money, another 3. I'm sure he'd really like to have a Data Sucker by now. So he sees the witness tampering again.
Third click to Sneak Door run.
At this point, he doesn't even technically need to be Sneak Dooring. Not that it makes a big difference either way, because he gets through the Hive for 2 money, which he has 2 bad pub. But it doesn't really matter either way. Oh, he scores the Atlas. The agendas are just leaking. So I think that a mistake here was not defending against the Siphon sooner. Like, he had the Hive down. That was really good early defense. But as soon as that Hive is rezzed, then all that Gabe needs to do is go get a Corroder and have enough money to get in. So that's really the danger with criminals. If they know, then they can figure out how much money they need to get through. So you want to leave a little bit of mystery there. You want to make it so there's some risk. You want to make it so they have to get their Yogg out first. Just more unknowns. So we got a Sneak Door. And what I missed there is the Corp pair scored out another hostile takeover to get some money. And give another bad pub. I'm not sure if that bad pub was tracked. It looks like there's only 2 bad pub up there. And so there's another Siphon on the table. It's It's a really odd position to be in as Corp, because you have to defend against the Siphon. You might not have ice to do that. You might not have ice that you can res that will keep them out. So what you want to do is try and find ice that you can res to invest your money in, so Gabe won't be motivated to Siphon it away, which is a, I don't know, sort of a catch-22 problem. So he still has the geothermal down behind that Quandary, and that's also really odd. I believe that's all he needs to win, because he has 5 points. So if he could score the geothermal, but if he advances it, he's signaling something. He's signaling that's probably an agenda, and it's an inside job away from being stolen. So what he probably wants to do is get another code gate above that, another cheap code gate, or anything really. Like, hopefully, as long as Quandary's keeping him out, you know, then I would go for the win there. I would try and put something above Quandary, something cheap I could res. And then next turn I would advance, or even on this turn, I'd advance at geothermal once. Now he's got some money. So yeah, get an ice above that geothermal. Just, yeah, take advantage of this situation where you have an agenda on the table that you could possibly score. I hope I'm tracking this game right. I hope that there's something else wasn't installed there and that geothermal was stolen or something. But I don't remember seeing that. That I think would be the right way to play this probably. You're just, as a Corp here, your back's kind of against the wall. And I would just play into that, hoping that he's not going to get his code gate breaker out in time. If you put an ice above Quandary and advanced. So he's defending against the Siphon, which is also a good thing to do if you're thinking a little bit farther ahead. But yeah, if he had put some above the Quandary, you're forcing the runner to get an answer to that Quandary. So the runner is hoping to just win here. So just sees a paper wall. Oh, paper wall would be so great to put above that Quandary. So you just want that ice to block the inside job. You don't really care what it is. So is there an agenda in hand? Doesn't look like it. I say that because we didn't see a shuffle. Usually the Corp will shuffle before. Yeah, there's no agenda there. Which is, you know, when I see that, when I see the Corp not shuffle, I do kind of think they don't have an agenda there, but at the same time, they're, I mean, how many times are they just not shuffling because they already know it's somewhat random and they are trying to signal that there's no agenda there. So I don't know what's in the runner's hand, but Corp might have been able to win here if they're a little aggressive on that remote. So I think you put the paper wall down, you advance, and then maybe you put an ice over like R&D. So you still don't have an agenda in hand, so who cares about Sneak Door? There is risk there. If they do get a Yogg down, then you lose this game. But like I said, I think you're just, the runner has so much money now. You have so little ice resed. I mean, R&D's been open this whole time that I think that's the right play here. Just, history rewards the bold. I'm not sure how many clicks he... I'm not the best at tracking clicks and credits. I apologize for them. I'm more focused on the, I guess, the higher level of play. So I miss the details. I think he probably has a couple of clicks, though. I don't know what he's done this turn. I don't think he's done anything. I think he's probably just take his mandatory draw. And he's just kind of trying to figure out what to do. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Okay. I don't think you advance that twice. But I mean, there's not really harm there. I think having that much money, maybe I'd put another ice above it even, or put ice on R&D. Just because if he goes on R&D here, pulls an agenda, that could be the end of the game as well. So if you had something, I guess only it would be something like a Quandary though. Is the only thing that's really going to stop him.
First click 9 for them.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. So this is another criminal play. I forgot about the fem, right? So now he has a way through Quandary. And yeah, this is one of these risks.
Second click to make a run there.
And hopefully that's another Quandary. I think it's the paper wall though. Which I don't know. You might as well res it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess if it is the paper wall, you res it just because then what you're signaling maybe is that type of thing where you're trying to make them think it is a trap. Like that's an aggressive secretary or something, and you're just being surprised that, oh, a criminal somehow got into my remote server. I'm going to try and defend it so that they think I'm trying to defend an agenda that is... It's really hard to explain what's in my head, but I'm sure you understand.
No risk. Okay, so A1, bypass that. Access.
Oh, I really wish that was a trap. But, yeah, I was kind of rooting for the Corp there just because it was... I mean, it had a strong start, but once the siphons started chaining into each other like that, it was hard to come back, so I was hoping for a comeback victory there. But yeah, I think the Corp did the right thing. I think he should have tried it a turn sooner, probably. At the same time, it might not have mattered, because the runner probably had that Fem in their hand anyway. So it was worth a shot. You had the geothermal down, so at any point they could just go in there and check it, and you'd lose. So they're getting started on the second game here. I'm going to split this up and come back for the second game. And thanks for watching.